My name is Daniel Levine. I'm originally from Saratoga Springs, but I moved to Brooklyn 4 years ago. I'm here because I believe that the lopsided wealth distribution in this country is having incredibly malignant effects on the environment, on people's lives. Walking around here talking to people, I've met people that are $250,000 in student debt. I've met a lot of people have been jobless for a very long time, or if they have jobs, the jobs only pay like $7 an hour, and a lot of these people have kids to feed. If you have things like that, that limits how people can be politically active. And if people can't be politically active, then that's not really democracy. You know, I mean, if a guy's working like 80 hours a week or something, he can't go out he can't make himself heard at a city council meeting. He can't go out to march or do anything like this, and that's wrong. And a lot of that is because of various crimes that have been committed on Wall Street. I'm sure you're probably familiar with the mortgage and foreclosure fraud, toxic derivatives, and the fact is that only one person has gone to jail over any of that stuff, despite the fact that there is huge amounts of evidence of criminality implicating Lloyd Blankfein, among others, people from Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup. We've actually had Wall Street traders who are just ashamed of what's going on there come out to the information booth, and they've been speaking with us. We actually I was at the other information booth yesterday, we got $60 from people on Wall Street that just, they were trying to make pennies almost. It was pretty great. We get all kinds of people at the information booth. It's great. I mean, I was out here at first just because of the political thing, but I mean, this is a great group of people here. Really interesting. I've heard some of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my life, and it's the most fun I've ever had. I was out here 16 hours yesterday. I slept 3 hours on the ground, went home, took a shower, and came right back.
Now, how are you able to stay out here? Do you have a job yourself? Or are you a student? Or?
I'm a student.
Okay.
I go to a very, very cheap college, Baruch College. It's a little bit down the way. It's kind of, I wouldn't, well, it's neither here nor there, but it's cheap, and I had a good amount of money saved up because of disability benefits that I got from an incident that happened to my mother, and I worked construction summers from the time I was 13, saving up money. I worked in like a retired priest's home, serving food to retired missionary priests for a while. I've had a bunch of odd jobs, but I was able to save up a decent amount of money, and I'm part of a loan club so I can take out reasonable loans. And it's set up like a credit union, which is good. Credit unions, you have a say in what happens with the money. You know, you're buying stock in the operation when you go into it, so I've been very happy with that.
Very cool. Now, how do you feel so far about the media coverage at this rally, protest, marches, the police assaults over the weekend?
Well, what happened from the 17th, which was the first day that there were people here, to the Saturday with the march and the pepper spraying and whatnot, there was pretty much a complete media blackout. We had Michael Moore showed up, Amy Goodman sent a person out, Keith Olbermann covered it with Michael Moore, and there were a couple like preliminary articles saying it was going to happen in various places, but there was pretty much none of the major news media places were covering it, and because of that, we have a media center over there. I don't know if you visited them yet, but everyone that was here had their phones out. They were sending out tweets. They were sending out Facebook messages, just basically telling everybody this is happening. I think we bled around the major media where they had to acknowledge us, and the march on Saturday helped cement that. And by Saturday night, we had a bunch of people out here. It's kind of surprising, actually. We've gotten the New York Times has been actively smearing this. The first article they did, they actually sent out a fashion reporter to speak with people, so she only spoke to the people in the suits, basically. And it was a shameful piece of journalism. I encourage anyone to look it up as an example of what not to do. I forget what the exact name of the article is, but it looks like everybody's marching now. But I love the fact there's people here. It's been surreal. There was the WikiLeaks truck right next to the Fox News truck yesterday, which, I mean, I never thought I'd see that in my life. I spoke to at least 5 or 6 journalists yesterday. I've spoken to 3 journalists today, including yourself, and spoke to the biggest radio station in Spain. I spoke to one of the Alex Jones people. I spoke to the Columbia Graduate School of Journalism, their newspaper, and Al Jazeera's had people out here. It's been great, and it just more people keep showing up because they want to see what's happening. New York Daily News gave us the cover. The guy who was going around, he showed an advanced copy of the cover around, and that was really a big boost to everybody. We've had Chris Hedges came out here on Sunday. Noam Chomsky called us last night, said that he's coming out, which I was geeking out over that because I love Noam Chomsky. But yeah, that's the media coverage. It's gotten better, but we still can't trust the mainstream media to cover this accurately, because of the fact that there was violence and there was a kind of a sexual element involved in what happened, because everyone that got sprayed were women. That was a news appeal. I don't trust that they're going to keep covering it accurately. So people, anyone that's out there on Facebook, on Twitter, don't let your guard down. If you've been here, say what you saw here, and just keep spreading the word.
Now, one last question.
All right.
What do you think you can do, or the movement can do, to get more people down here to participate in this event? Because, like you said, the media is showing it as like a bunch of organized people, unorganized people that don't know why they're here. They have many different issues. But then when I come out here, I see that you have, boards set up, work groups set up. Everybody has like a job. They know what they're supposed to do. How can you get people to come down here to see this fantastic thing that you put together?
I think a lot of it has to do with journalistic laziness, basically. If they went around, they talked to a decent number of people, and they weren't looking for like a Coney Island kind of thing, they would see that most people, they're concerned about the lack of accountability on Wall Street, the revolving door between Wall Street and the political community. There are other issues that people are concerned about here too, because they're generally politically conscious and active people. I've never met a more overeducated group of people in my life than the people here. And on Tuesday when I got here, I mean, 1 in every 5 people that was here was an out-of-work lawyer. The wrong people have been unemployed for the people at the top 1% of the chain. I mean, and it's to get people out here. It's great. I mean, the fact that it's not top-down organized means that anybody can take part. Outside the square, there might not be jobs, but here we got plenty of stuff to do. If you see we have an arts and crafts center. We have a child care center now. I've been working the general information booth. I worked this 16 hours yesterday, and this is great. I love it. I just talk to people all day. I've gotten a wonderful cross-section of America. I've had people from the protests in Madrid come and talk to me. I just had a guy from Switzerland. I've had people that marched against Vietnam. I've had Vietnam veterans, Korea veterans, and we have a media group. Anyone with a camera is incredibly important in this, because any time that the police arrest someone, to prove that we are in fact a peaceful protest and that we are not instigating anything, which no one, to my knowledge, that I have ever seen has instigated any kind of violent relationships with the police. And I mean, to get people out here, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's great. It's incredibly interesting people. They got food. They got there's a library back there. I mean, there's a library, and it's not even just leftist books. I was reading a book on mathematical set theory and theories of infinity yesterday when I took a break from here, because I'm a little bit of a math geek, but it's. I mean, I was very cynical on Monday, and I've just my faith in the population of America has quadrupled, if not more, just being around here. talking to people and seeing how people felt.
Great. Thank you so much.